Hi everybody, it's Laurie Blomer here. It is Sunday, December 15th, 2024, and I'm here for this week's card pull for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. I like to call it a helpful lens through which to view my life's experiences over the course of the week, just for the purpose of spiritual growth and for the purpose of becoming a better, more human being. And each week I work with a deck that I just feel pulled towards. And I have a whole bunch of decks, and I typically just look at the grouping and say, who's talking to me today? And this week, I decided to work with the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. They're by Tori Hartman. Haven't worked with them in a while, but it's an interesting deck in that the chakras play a key role. In fact, they're a grouping of cards for each one of the chakras. And she has an interesting, most of the guidebooks of Oracle card decks, I don't want to say I don't use them, but they offer possible suggested meanings, but hers goes a little bit further. I've just popped open the book here. This is a card, it's part of the root chakra. Card is acceptance. I don't know if you can see this, but she offers a legend or an allegory that pertains to the energy or the story on the card, the visual. A thought for inspiration, a question for personal inquiry. So if you wanted to use these cards for journaling, key ideas or takeaways, keywords. And also at the bottom of each one, there's a meditation. So if you wanted to use it for the purpose of meditation. So it's an interesting deck and really nice companion booklet. Just one page devoted to each one of the cards, and she talks about the energy of each of the suits, which in this case, each of the suits are the 7 major chakras. So this is what they look like on the back. I also like the fact that we've got this traveler, which always reminds me of the Fool in tarot. The first card of the tarot deck is the Fool. And he's often starting a journey. The first card of the tarot is 0, meaning potential, and often starting something new. And the idea of life is a journey, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I like this deck. Hadn't used it in a while. Went into my cabinet where I have all my cards and thought, I haven't worked with this one for a while. So as I've been talking, I've been shuffling. And I typically just shuffle the cards until they feel right, until I feel like I'm really locked into the coordinates or the energy of the question that I'm asking, which, as I said, is really to pull a card for spiritual reflection for the week, spiritual inspiration for myself and for anyone who's watching this video, anyone who's reading the companion email. As always, if you get subscribed to the emails, you're also going to get my friend Heather Coletti's astrological perspective on it. Heather's an astrologer, life coach, philosopher, so she gives her own spin based on the energies of the week, and in that way you could say it does give it a bit of a predictive bent to it, because she talks about what's going on astrologically and how it might influence, especially in the context of the card. So, getting ready to pull here. I'm going to share the card. I'm going to share what jumps out to me intuitively, my takeaways. As always, I really encourage you to sit with it as well and say, how does this card speak to me, my life, what I know that's coming up for this week, and all kinds of things, and what sort of inspiration you're really looking for. It might be helpful to just say, going to have a tough week. I would like some thoughts or inspiration here that could help me start the week in a positive way and carry that energy through. So there you go. So I've shuffled the deck. I'm now going to split the deck in two with both hands. The one that my thumb is on is the one we're going to go with. So it is this one. And our card is called Facade. This is an interesting one. It's banded by yellow. So we're talking about the solar plexus chakra. For those of you who don't know which chakra is the solar plexus and what that's all about, it's called the 3rd chakra. Chakras are counted from bottom to top. So we have the base first, which is red. We have the sacral chakra, which is orange. We have the next one up, which is the solar plexus chakra. And it goes on upwards, as do the order of the Roy G. Biv of the rainbow, of the color spectrum. So it's the 3rd one up. Solar plexus chakra has to do with being sort of control, feeling like you are master or mistress of your own destiny. You are the one who's in charge and self-directive of your own life. So personal power, self-respect is very much about that. So, and I don't want to say self-control. It's not about controlling your emotions, but it's feeling like I'm in charge of my life. I'm the authority here, and I'm the one who's behind the control buttons here. But I love this as something to reflect upon. Think of the word facade, and we have this sort of barren tree. Interestingly, where I am, We are rapidly approaching the first day of winter, and here in the last several weeks, end of autumn, it's already felt like winter, and we've got this sort of cloud cover here. These two are taking a walk here. It's like an adult and a child, and we've got this cloud cover as if to obscure that the weather's uncertain, or maybe things are just cloudy. Very often in oracle cards and tarot cards, when you see clouds, it means things are a little bit murky or unclear, or sometimes it means that the future is unclear. I'm going to tell you what my takeaway is here. First of all, we have an adult and we have a child. One of the things that makes me think of, particularly around the holidays this time of year, is the fact that we fall into roles, family roles. We follow it, we're reminded of traditions and the way mom and dad used to do things when we were kids and blah, 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 or maybe traditions in terms of cultural ways of celebrating the holidays or religious ways of celebrating the holidays. So a whole lot of expectations based on roles and traditions that were created before we even existed. We tend to feel the weight of those. So it makes me think of the facade, the face that we put on for the holidays, which is often at odds with what's going on with how we're feeling about ourselves. You know, winter in many respects and fall is a time where we tend to go within and things slow down just as it does with nature. But meanwhile, we are ramping things up around the holidays. So it makes me think of the facade that we put on and how those clouds reminded me of sort of obscuring the truth from others, but putting on a happy face and rising to the occasion, but also obscuring perhaps what our real thoughts and feelings are about how we want to be spending this time of reflection at year end. The other thing I think of is two things about this older man and the child. One is that older man may be us, that child may actually be the child within us, and the extent to which we are putting up a facade and have been taught to do so from a very early age. The other way I could look at this man is, what are we teaching our children and next generations about being genuine about who they are? And when you think of the word facade, it's a fake front. So I think at the end of the day, my takeaway for this is, where do we have opportunities to be genuine about who we are and what we are? If we've got to square that need for being true to ourselves with any sort of obligations we may feel to our family or to others at this time of year, because readings are always point in time. So right here, right now, on the 15th of December, it might be, where can I be true to myself? How can I, in passing down family traditions to the next generation, encourage myself and my kids and my family to do it in a way that's more honoring of what the family looks like now versus what grandmom, great-grandmom, great-granddad, whatever used to do? What's a way that we can celebrate the holidays now that feels sincere, it feels timely, it feels relevant for your way of doing things, your family, and in a way that honors the different personalities? So that's what my takeaway is. Where are we keeping up a facade that we don't have to? Where are we not honoring our own real inner self and how long we've been doing it? And where can we teach the next generation to be more genuine about who and what they are and what they want to celebrate? So that's my takeaway. I encourage you, as always, to listen to your own intuition about how this speaks to you, particularly for the coming week. Is there a situation where I have to put a facade on for whatever reasons? What are some things I can do that are soul honoring when I'm off duty and not visible by others, where I can really be myself if there are occasions that I just have to rise to? That's another way to look at it too. So there you go. Just some thoughts for inspiration, for reflection. My name's Laurie Blomer. My website is laurieblomer.com. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. Would love to live. I was going to say I would love to live with you, but you know, you have your house, I have mine. Would love to hear from you. Would love to work from you. You know what I'm trying to say. Also want to remind you, I have a sale going on readings and on gift certificates through the 22nd. So it goes through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday the 22nd. Schedule a reading anytime in the future through my website. You'll get the benefit of that discounted rate, but only if you get it scheduled by December 22nd. Likewise, I have gift certificates going on for sale as well. So check out my website. Don't lose that opportunity. I only do it once a year. And I hope you have a really inspired week where you don't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting of facades, where you get a chance to be yourself. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Sunday.